There we go. There we are. We are awake officially. Send a little reminder out to Instagram and Facebook. There you go. Make sure it actually posted. And it did. All right. Here we are. Monday the 1st, December 2025. The last day of the release of CROM Anthology number 1. 256 pages of black and white magazine style Sword and Sorcery goodness. If you don't know already, that in PDFs to the CROM the Barbarian home purchase page, not only for CROM Anthology, but for my CROM 2024 collection. Major reasons for adding the PDF, especially for CROM Anthology, is I want as many people to see the amazing work that has been collected in CROM Anthology. Number one, the inaugural launch. This is just the beginning. We're already knee deep in CROM Anthology number 2. I can see CROM Anthology number 3 creeping right up behind it. But there's just an amazing amount of talent in here. Not only myself, and we have 60-page directory for if you're into sword and sorcery artists and you're looking for them, whether you want to collect them or work with them. You got the Brutal Blade of CROM crew, headed up by Jamie Barrows, and of course everybody that I worked with and collaborated with. I just got to get this out there. I know $35 is the cover price. We knocked $5 off for a week. Can be a bit steep nowadays. Totally understand. But the PDF will give you a very excellent glimpse into CROM Anthology world. So now that we got that out of the way, let's get to inking. I don't know if I'm going to make it all the way through. I know I'm going to get about 95% there. So we're just going to start moving along. I want the drawing. I want the drawing next to me too. All right, here we go. There's something about working in color and then hitting it with black outlines. I remember as a young guy really finding that to be like the magic, like, oh, drawing's just not working. And then all of a sudden when I started like putting in some black outlines, I was like, oh man, and it's such a comic book feel too, right? So the black outline, stark colors. Some of this, I'm not going to be just doing all black and white. I need some gray too. interesting. Yeah, I got a bunch of like black, white, and gray pens, brush pens. So like I said, I'm still speculating about how these. Oh God, this is so nice. This is that cheap tan mint. God damn, it's doing exactly what I wanted to do. Oh my Lord. I haven't yet to use this. Oh my gosh. Ugh. What has me so enamored is just the kind of the not so opaque. Yeah. Yes. Yes. That's what I'm talking about. And these, as I've stated, are a bit washier. So, and that's a good thing. I mean, that's one of the things that I'm looking for in these pens. Like I'll even show you here. This one I know is going to be a lot more opaque. And you can see between these two lines, like this is a lot more whiter and that's a lot more like gray, which is soaking up the color behind, which I'm totally into today. But I am looking for a lot of highlights. I do have a mask already cut out for this area where I'm going to definitely hit with some my white spray paint. So yeah, this morning got up with the Cyber Monday. Didn't get any deals really. Actually, one thing actually went up in price. Luckily, I wasn't buying that anymore. I was buying something else. But I am really excited for 2 new sets. Let me double check. I got two big sets. Color markers, paintbrush pens. Yeah, one's 108. The other one's 36. The 108 are probably going to be a lot like these tan mitts, but the color ranges had some oranges and some darker versions of colors, browns and greens and blues and purples. So I'm hoping that'll give me a complete feeling in like palette, like the set of a palette. And then, yeah, I got 30-piece spray caps, the cans, which have different nozzle types. I'm kind of excited about that. I'm hoping it actually will keep me from having to use a airbrush, my buddy's airbrush, who I talked to this morning. So, yeah, and then yeah, that's it. So it's gonna be kind of fun and interesting. So. Wow, it's like really goopy still. It's nice. That is nice. Okay. All right. All right. Digging this. Back to the black outlining pen. I'll let that down here dry. with this much work already happening, I have my marching orders. You know, I know what it is that I need to get done. Now, so you can see that's a pretty good cover up. Getting kind of tired of this. Just want to have it look more like a razor. Matter of fact, let's hit it with some white here. There you go. Cool. Okay. Of course, those eyes will get worked up. I'm going to hold back there until I get a little bit more going on. One of the things too, forgot to spray this black. I need to search for some colored pencils. Colored pencils are going to be a big move today. Right, there's blue. There's blue. How's everything going? Where am I? I see it. I see it. Looking for my pencil sharpener. Weird. Okay. Yeah, that's exactly what I was looking forward to. So, like saying, calming down some of these marks. Yeah, this is really working nicely. Okay. It's a crumbly pencil. Okay. Let me get back to there it is. Keep that just right here. Here. There we go. For you. And it's two brown. This. This brush tip, oh, I love it so much. It is just so soft. I mean, I'm getting these nice lines here, really quick. But if I want to, the variation on this is just perfect. Absolutely perfect. Man. All right. I'm liking that. Get down in this. This sword thickens out just a little too much here. There we go. Sword in. Boom. There you go. Ring. Ring, ring, ring. That's one of the things, man. These paper I mean, these things are so good. It's still wet with paint. It's just so good. Just forget. But you can see how fast I like working, spinning things around. I'm not start in the left-hand corner and work your way down to, to being done. Because the one approach I have that I keep in the forefront of my mind is nothing's completed yet. Nothing is completed yet. The whole thing has to be completed. And the trick is finding the time to say enough's enough. That's always the challenge in making art, no matter what kind of art you're making. Very nice. Very nice. This is definitely coming out the way I hoped, or it's working the way I hoped. Not much. I mean, a plan is one thing to say, like, I got a plan, when you're trying to make art. But, most of the time, you're just trying to get get things to work as a whole. Like, one of the things I have a constant struggle with in my work is pieces of my image work very well, but as a whole they can kind of get lost, so always trying to work on tight compositions, and the feeling is there. I mean, you can even see how this brush, see how it comes, just like a brush, it's not even really flaring out. The tip is getting a little frayed. I will admit that. But for the most part, this is really doing its job. Okay. I think this is the color. Yeah, that works. So this is the toughest thing about doing live streams. Not much in the way of talking, because I'm doing a whole bunch of thinking. All right, just letting this dry a little bit more. That's looking tasty down here. It's probably a little too wet. I don't want to fall on top of it with my hand. Oh, that's what I was looking for. Mm-hmm. like this. This is Sienna, right? Yeah, Sienna Brown. Prismacolor pencils. This is going to be a good bringing things together without like washing over the colors. And I also know the black pen will go over the top of it really well. All right. All right. Let's get back to the outlining. Okay, here we go. Kind of warm that one out a bit. Yeah. Tippier tip. There you go. Dun, dun, dun. Wow. Oh. Yeah, a lot of things I was hoping for are happening the way I was laying the colors out. It's really coming nice. Obviously, flesh tones are going to need some warming up, which this sienna brown is going to help. Probably bring in some oranges and pink. But right now, just want to get a really strong just lines, black lines. Kind of like outlines. I mean, I'm not ashamed to say outlines. Because even with these lines going down, it does not mean they're the final say, because I can come back with colored lines, which once again with colored pencil and paint markers, the fine tip stuff. Will definitely be a lot more highlights in here. Really, I just need to get the black and white form. To my liking. This is where I need to get some clutching fingers in there. I just wanted to make this into like a blade. Nothing too too exciting. Yeah. I was also last night watching. I don't know if anybody knows about Proco, the art school. They always have these like free kind of samples to their classes and stuff, which are pretty damn in depth. I mean, one of them was with Tiffany, can't remember her name, superior color theorist. I watched that last night, and really just some great insight. Because I'm really, and her thing, I mean, what captured me right out of the gate was the use of gray in painting with color in order to use yellow, red, and blue as high, medium, and dark value systems in a coloring. But then at the end of the day, if you turn it to black and white, it's holding its own. It's holding itself as a black and white image. It just happens to be in color, because one of the things that I'm interested in is not only working in color for reproduction purposes, as a color piece, but how it is treated in a black and white publication like CROM Anthology, and then those pages, those full color pages, can then get reprinted on their own in a full color publication. So, just thoughts I'm having. But I love black and white. I also love color. I just feel like I've always treated color more in a black and white way than a painterly, realistic way. I don't know if that's true or anything, but just the way I see my work in comparison to others' works, living and dead. Um, I like what I like. And then I'm making art that I want to see, first and foremost. This is stuff I don't see out there. If I do, there's not a lot of it. There's not a lot of this color drawing going on. Things have their places, but I'd love to see more color drawing. I want to do more color drawing too, so that is definitely what's going on. Working very well. right. We're looking good. What's our time right now? I think I've been at this for an hour. Ooh, coming up 47 minutes. I'm going to keep pushing along. I do not see myself finishing this today, which I'm fine. I hope nobody's that disappointed. I might come and revisit this on Friday. Pretty badass sword, huh? Nice. I think I want to get this leg done, and then I'm gonna call it quits for the day. Yeah. Wow. It doesn't mean that I can't be goofing around with it throughout the day, but definitely not trying to push it. It's one of the other things I'm working on. This whole idea of like internalized deadlines. I mean, it's good to give yourself deadlines. The biggest enemy of artists is procrastination, right? And then and eventually not getting anything done. But there's also this weird thing where there's the world is waiting for. That's all right. Are they waiting for it to just be done, or are they waiting for it, for its imposing beauty? I'm hoping that the image I make is well worth waiting for, and then when it's done and unleashed on the world, people are like, wow, that was worth waiting for. Drawing out here. I think a couple videos ago I was talking about working intuitively, on the work itself. But there's also the experimentation that's actually in the forewords of CROM Anthology and the CROM 2024 collected. I give it a little heads up where my head's at. Challenging, coming up with ideas, hoping to see things. And one of the things I was actually dreaming about last night, pretty interesting, and I've done this before, is working straight to black paper, like a construction paper. And I could really see the value in doing that, like especially with like laying out the drawing, not so much like this, more like here you go. or like this. This is the mask I've cut too. So when it gets time, I'll put that mask over there and then shoot it with some white spray. Having that outline of the figure, the composition, and then like the white was showing us is the moist soaking into the black construction paper, and then kind of just keep building on top of that. I did a lot color pencils when I was getting out of the real world job and into the art world. I'll have to show them off. And there's some fun stuff. I did a lot of like cover recreations, a lot of golden age stuff. I had a good time. Did a Red Sonja. So I'll show that off. But I think in my psyche, it started coming back around where it was like, you might want to think about bringing that technique back in. And I said to myself, okay, sounds like a good idea, boss. So I might even do an entire comic. Maybe even the CROM Junior seems to be the one that gets all the experimentation and love. So we'll see. Gosh. Wow. Whew. Liking this a lot. Where'd that white one go? Here it is. Throw this on the thigh. Yeah. So, oh, I am going to play the face just a little bit. Let me get some pinks and oranges. Or red too. The oranges are all buried because it's all color pencil left. Yeah. Give me an orange. Give me an orange. That's orange, right? Yeah, it's orange. Let me just kind of mess around here on the face and flush a little bit with some pinks, reds. These are the same pinks, maybe. Yep, same pink. Yeah, there you go. Oh, heating it up there. A little bit of red, especially in the mouth. throw some paint on there. Yeah, we gotta throw some paint on there. Nope. Like this. Mm-hmm. Orange. You can just see what this orange is doing right now. Whew. Like that a lot. Not bad, not bad, not bad. Not a bad pass, not a bad pass. I'm liking it a lot. Don't go too crazy. So this is the best time for me to back up because I have a tendency to just start throwing things just to see what happens. And that could actually push me off into another direction. And it's really not necessary. As I said at the beginning of this, like 95%, this is like 80% there? 85? I don't know. Gonna let it cool down. And I'm going to make another pass at it. Today's Monday, Tuesday. I don't know. I might not be around. Batmerk, thank you very much. So maybe Friday. You know, it will get done. No worries there. I just need to let it cool down. But it's looking very nice. Very nice. Very nice. Very nice. So, oh yeah. All right. I'm gonna say let's do the whole rigmarole here. All right. What are you? Everything back into place. All right. So thank you for joining me. I'm Kurt Bruegel, the editor, contributor, creator, all kinds of fun here. CROM the Barbarian, public domain character. Finally got CROM Anthology #1 out in the wild. This is the last day for the discount on picking this up. And yeah, there's a PDF, there's the printed copy. There's not only my CROM Anthology #1, but CROM 2024, and then Drawn Sword, Jim Gullett, Brutal Blader CROM crew, headed by Jamie Barrows. Amazing stuff. So this is all available on cromthebarbarian.com. So if you haven't gotten your copy yet, now's the time. If you're watching this past December 1st, like in 26 or 27, if you come across this video, don't be afraid. Jump over to the Crommunity, which is cromthebarbarian.com. Check us out, because there's probably a whole lot of other things going on there too as I keep building into that and growing the community. But other than that, thank you so very much for joining me and making it out this far. And I will see you later this week. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.